Hi guys, my name is Melissa, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a concept called rearranging. And so for rearranging, it's really helpful to solve equations that involve positive and negative signs. So for example, if we have 85 plus 17 plus 15, of course, we can do 85 plus 17 and then add 15 to that, but it could be much easier if we rearrange so that we get 85 plus 15 plus 17. Because when we do these two first, we know that these two add up to 100, and so 100 plus 17 will automatically give us 117. Now we can also rearrange when we do subtractions. So for example, if we have 85 minus 17 minus 15, of course we can do 85 minus 17 and then subtract 15 again, but we can rearrange this to 85 minus 15 minus 17. And since the ones digit are both 5s, we know that 85 minus 15 is going to be 70. And so 70 minus 17 is going to be much easier to do, and that will give us 53. And so that is basically what rearranging is. And so we'll go over our first example problem. And so the example says, Morgan has $186. And she earns $145 and then spends $86. How many dollars does she have now? So she starts with 186, then she's going to earn 145, so we add, and then she's going to spend 86. Now we can do 186 plus 145 first and then subtract 86, but an easier way to do this is by rearranging. So since 86 is repeated, if we rearrange the equation to 186 minus 86 plus 145, we know that 186 minus 86 is equal to 100. So that is going to give us 100 plus 145, which gives us 245. And so we can easily know that Morgan has $225 right now. And so now we're going to solve some practice problems. And so I'll first go over 26 with you guys. So it says, a quilt has 144 squares. Elmer adds 180 squares, so she adds 180 and removes 44. How many squares does she have now? Does the quilt have now? So again, since 44 is being repeated, we're going to rearrange to this form. And 144 minus 44 is going to give us 100. And so 100 plus 180 is going to give us 280. So we know that there are 200 squares in the quilt. And so for problem 27, I want you guys to try solving problem 27 on your own. So I'll be giving you guys about 1 to 2 minutes to try it yourselves, and then I'll be going over the solution with you after 2 minutes. And so now we'll take a look at problem 27 together. And so a pack of gorillas has a pile of 125 bananas. They eat 48, so we're going to subtract 48, and then they add 25 to the pile. So since 25 plus 25 easily gives us 50, we're going to rearrange to 125 plus 25 minus 48. And that is going to give us 150 minus 48. And so our answer would be 102 bananas left in the pile. And for problem 28, I'll give you guys 2 minutes to solve this problem as well before I go over the solution. And so now we'll go over the answer to problem 28. So Buster has a flock of 141 flamingos. Then he sells 23, so we're going to subtract. And then 31 flamingos wander off, so we're going to subtract again. And then 20 return. And so now we're going to try solving this. So first of all, we see 2 numbers that end with the 1's digit of 1. So we're going to try to do those first. So we're going to rearrange it like so. And 141 minus 31 is going to give us 110. And then since it's easy to add 20, we're going to first add 20 and then subtract 23. So that's going to be 130 minus 23, which gives us 107 in total. So there's going to be 107 flamingos in total right now. And so we'll move on to the next page. And so now another example says evaluate 213 plus 89 minus 12. And when you rearrange addition and subtraction, you always have to keep the plus and minus signs with the number you are adding and subtracting. So just because you switch these two doesn't mean you do 213 plus 12 minus 89. So that is going to be incorrect. So the sign stays with the number that it's associated with. So if you want to rearrange, you should rearrange to 213 minus 12 plus 89. And so if we rearrange it like that, we get 201 plus 89, which gives us 290. So we'll look at problem 29. And so it says, circle the expression below that is equal to 32 plus 39 minus 32. And so everything starts with 32. So we're going to probably switch these two numbers. So for the first example, we're adding 32, but we should subtract 32 and 39 is being subtracted when originally we're supposed to add 39. So the sign is not maintained. Now for the second option, 32 is being subtracted, so that's correct, but 39 is also being added, so this is going to be correct. Then for the third option, 32 is being subtracted, but now 39 is also being subtracted when it should be added, so this is incorrect. And 32 is now being added while 39 is being added when 32 should be subtracted, so this is also incorrect. Now we're going to take a look at problem 30, and so I'll give you guys about 2 minutes to try solving problem 30 on your own. And so really make sure you look carefully at the signs and whether the sign associated with the given number is rearranged correctly or not. And so now we'll go over the answer. So again, we start with 55. So the numbers that we're going to rearrange are -16 and 45. Or we can just think of it as subtracting 16 and adding 45. So for the first option, we are adding 45, so it's correct until there. But we're now adding 16 instead of subtracting 16. And so that is incorrect. For the next one, we're subtracting 45 when we should be adding 45. So we automatically know that this option is going to be incorrect. Then for the third option, we're adding 45 and we're subtracting 16, so that's going to be correct. And for the last one, it's going to be incorrect because we're subtracting 45 when in the actual expression we're supposed to add 45. So now I'll also be giving you guys about 2 minutes to solve problem 31 before we go over the solution together. Again, pay close attention to the plus and minus signs for the numbers. Now we'll take a look at problem 31 together. So it says, circle the expression below that is equal to 44 minus 18 plus 44. Again, the number that we're starting with is 44. So we're going to pay attention to these two numbers. So 18 should be subtracted and 44 should be added. Now in the first for the first option, 44 is being added and 18 is being subtracted, so this expression would be the correct one. Now we'll still look at our second, third, and fourth option to see why those ones are going to be incorrect. So in the second option, we're subtracting 44 when we should be adding 44, so that's incorrect. And for the third option, 44 is being added, but then 18 is being added instead of being subtracted, so that's going to be incorrect as well. Now when we look at our last option, we are subtracting 44 when we should be adding 44, so this option is also incorrect. Now let's look at problem 32 together. So it says evaluate each expression below. So we're going to rearrange to 32 minus 32 plus 39. And so that is going to give us 0 plus 39, which is equal to 39. And so I want you guys to try solving these two problems. So I'll be giving you guys about 2 minutes to solve both of them, and then we'll go over the solution together. And so we'll look at these two together. So for this, we can rearrange to 55 plus 45 minus 16, which is going to be 100 minus 16. And so that is going to give us 84. Now for 44 minus 18 plus 44, we're going to rearrange it to this form. So 44 plus 44 is going to give us 88, and we subtract 18, so that is going to give us 70. Now we're going to move on to the next page. So now it says circle two expressions below that are equal to 127 minus 73 plus 33 minus 27. So now we have two correct expressions, and we're all starting with 127. And so for the first option, we add 33, so that's correct. We subtract 73, and we subtract 27. So all the signs have been kept correctly, so this option is correct. And then for our next option, we're subtracting 27, so that's correct. But then now we're adding 73 instead of subtracting, so the sign was switched, and so that is going to be incorrect. Now for the next option, we're subtracting 33 when we should be adding it, so this is also incorrect. Now for the last option, we're subtracting 27, adding 33, and subtracting 73, so that's correct. And so these two are going to be our correct expressions. Now I'll give you guys about 2 minutes to solve problem 34. So I want you guys to circle the two expressions below that are equal to the given expression, and again, really pay close attention to whether the signs are being kept or not. And so now we're going to take a look together. And so we start with 136, and we should add 20, add 64, and subtract 36. For the first option, we're adding 36 instead of subtracting it, so it's going to be incorrect since the signs have been switched. And then for our second option, we're subtracting 36 and we're adding 64, adding 20, so this option is going to be correct. And then for the third option, we're adding 64, but then instead of adding 20, we're subtracting 20, so the signs have switched, so this is going to be incorrect. And then for the next option, we're adding 64, subtracting 36, and adding 20, so all signs have been kept, so this expression is going to be correct. The next problem says fill each blank below with the plus or minus sign to make the equations true. So we have 111 minus 36 plus 55. So since we're adding 55, a plus sign is going there, and we're subtracting 36, so it's going to be minus 36. For the second line, we're supposed to add 132 and subtract 45. So even after rearranging, we should rearrange the signs as well according to the numbers. And we're supposed to subtract 58. So place a negative sign there. And we're adding 42 and we're adding 17. So a plus sign will go in there. And now problem 36 is now filling in the blanks below with a number based on the signs. So I'll give you guys about 2 minutes to solve this problem. And then we'll go over the solution together. And so let's go over 36 now. So starting with 78, the number that's going to be subtracted is 68, and then we're going to add 49, so the 49 is going to come after the plus sign. For the second row, we're going to subtract 44, and we're subtracting 35 as well. But then 44 is already subtracted here, so this blank that comes after the negative sign is going to be 35. And then we're adding 22, so it comes after the plus sign. And for the last row, we already said we're subtracting 38. So the other number that's being subtracted is 12. So that's going to come after the negative sign. And then the number that we're going to add is 9. So that comes after the plus sign. Now let's move on to our last page. And so we have practice problems. And so I'll be doing 37 and 38, 41 and 42. And the rest, I want you guys to solve on your own, and then we'll check the solutions together. And I'll also be doing 46. So we're going to rearrange. So we're going to write it as 222 minus 222 plus 44. And that's going to be 0 plus 44, which is equal to 44. Now let's look at the next problem. So we have 222 plus 222 minus 44. And that's going to give us 444 minus 44, which is equal to 400. Now I'll give you guys about 3 minutes to solve both 39 and 40. So we'll check the solutions after about 3 minutes. And so now we'll go over problem 39 together. And so for problem 39, we're going to rearrange. So we see 35 repeated twice. So if we rearrange it like this, that's going to be 200 plus 68, so we get 268. Then for problem 40, we have 235 plus 35 minus 68, and that gives us 270 minus 68, which is 202. Now I'll solve 41. So for 41, we're going to do 95 and 5 first. Then we're going to subtract 30 and add 14, because that's going to give us 100 minus 30 plus 14, which is 70 plus 14, so that would be 84. Now we'll take a look at 42. So we have 88 minus 44 plus 56 minus 25. And so notice that all the signs are correct. So we have 44 plus 56 minus 25. That's going to be 100 minus 25. And so that is going to be 75. Now I'll give you guys about 2 minutes to solve, about 3 minutes to solve both problems 43 and 44. So we'll look at 43 now. So we're going to rearrange to 142 minus 42 plus 123 minus 34. And so that is going to be 100 plus 123 minus 34. So that gives us 223 minus 34. And so that is going to be 189. And then we'll take a look at problem 44. And so for problem 44, we have 60 minus 30 plus 65 plus 35. And so that's going to be 30 plus 65 plus 35. And since 65 plus 35 is going to be 100, we're going to do 30 plus 100, which gives us 130. Now I'll just be solving 45 too. So we're going to rearrange this to 235 minus 135 plus 88 minus 57. So that's going to be 100 plus 88 minus 57, which is 188 minus 57. So that is going to give us 131. Now this is the last problem of today's lesson, and so we're going to do 81 plus 19 minus 43 minus 37, and so that's going to be 100 minus 43 minus 37, so that is going to be 57 minus 37, which is 20. So that was it for today's lesson, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.